It is 5:00 p.m. on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. We will call the Board of Works and Safety meeting to order. Roll call, please.
So sorry.
Smith.
Here. Weagle.
Here.
Daniel.
Here. In front of you are the minutes from our last meeting on October 28th. Were there any changes or corrections?
Have any?
I did have, I think this was the one I had one, correct?
No,
that was council, wasn't it? Yeah. So I didn't have any either, so. I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Next up, we have a plethora of street closings. So the first one I have on here, well, actually, I think there's one in your
Dropbox.
Dropbox. So why don't we do that one first? Do you see that on the Dropbox? Scroll down on this one. No, here.
Oh, down
Should
there.
be one on the very bottom.
Every last minute.
Yeah, that one. Yep.
Everly.
Yep. So this is for 308 North Main Street. And looks like they're doing foundation repair on a house there. This is from Level Up Services. And it appears that's going to be from the 17th through the 21st. So the only thing I would say would be, oh, they're closing the alleyway, okay. So as long as there's appropriate signage or cones or something to block off the alley, then I don't have a problem with it, so. But. Any issues, thoughts, comments? Okay. Hearing none, I'll make a motion that we approve the street, well, it's really alley closing permit request for 308 North Main Street as presented.
Second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. So the next one I have is the lighted Christmas parade, although this one says dumpster on there. Maybe it's out of order. No, I don't have that one. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we'll just do the lighted Christmas parade since that's next on our agenda. That is 13th Annual Whitley County Lighted Christmas Parade. I believe this is the same plan as normal, which is Van Buren Street from Walnut, well, some of Walnut, and then Van Buren Street from Walnut to Main, and then one block, maybe north and south on Chauncey.
No, just go to Chauncey. Just the south to Chauncey.
Just the south side of
Or we
Chauncey?
close
What?
Main off.
Oh.
Well, you have to block Main in
Yeah.
order to get, yeah, so.
So they don't come up.
And do you have that? Do you have that one on you? I just want to see if others have signed off on it because that one in our box did. So yeah.
Kelly, Gary, and Tom.
Okay. So
Well,
Sean
you know,
hasn't
if the
signed off.
Fire
on it,
department
so
signs off, it's gotta be.
It's got to be okay then at that point. So any questions? Like I said, I think it's the same as normal. So
Yeah,
any
yeah.
issues from the department heads? Okay.
Include the rain date.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion, we approve the street closing permit for the 13th Annual Whitley County Lighted Christmas Parade. Has it been 13 years I've been doing this? That's
Wow.
crazy. For Friday, November 28th, with a rain date of Saturday, November 29th, as presented.
I'll second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Next up is the street closing permit for a GFL dumpster for a house cleanup on in front of 210 North Walnut Street. I feel like this has been an ongoing, did we have an alley closure for that as well? Maybe a time or two ago? I don't remember. So anyways, so it says GFL couldn't drop a dumpster off in the backyard. And it looks like maybe not in the alley as well. So they're gonna do it in front of 210 North Walnut Street. Any questions? We just approved your street closure. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the GFL request? Or actually, I should say home for you request. Okay, and you'll provide cones, or they'll provide cones
They
or something?
have barricades.
They have
themselves.
barricades? Okay. Oh, we have lighted barricades. I should just read that. Okay, very good. Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve the street closing permit for 210 North Walnut Street as presented.
I'll second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Last up is Old Settlers Days for 2026. Those dates for those watching at home are June 14th through the 21st. That is the street closing permit request. And it looks like it's normal. Again, Van Buren Street from Walnut to Main with north and south, one block basically on Line and Chauncey with no parking on Jackson and Market.
Yeah, they're emergency route.
The kind of perimeter, if you will. They also are asking for the blocking off on, let's see, the south block of Chauncey Street on Saturday, 6/20 for their,
The 200 block,
is it the 200 block?
I think that's what they have the last couple of years.
Okay, I was
asked
gonna
for that.
say, it just says south of Market, so I don't know if it's a 100, 100, well, I guess it'd be
200
200 block, I see what you're saying, I'm sorry, yes. Between Ellsworth and Market.
Correct.
I gotcha, I'm sorry, yes,
They didn't
For that
have the
Saturday
RC
date.
thing, did they?
so.
Last year they canceled it.
Any questions, comments, concerns about the request for Old Settlers? Okay, make a motion, we approve the street closing permit request for Old Settlers Days as presented.
A second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Okay. Next up is a plat approval. This comes to us from the Columbia City Whitley County Joint Planning and Building Department for Walmart Real Estate Business Trust. And it's a primary plat, replat, it appears. Dan, I'm assuming that, and I don't know, Leslie,
I
were you on
wasn't at
that? You
that
weren't at
one.
that one? Okay. So Dan, I don't know if you want to give context to this or not.
No, they just basically combining two pieces into one. It's really not that big a deal, except it is for them to make one parcel out of the Walmart area.
Okay. Okay. So it's really not changing anything, it's just, well, it's changing parcels, but it's not changing anything regarding the footprint or their property or anything like that?
Correct.
Okay, okay. Any questions, Lisa?
Nope.
Okay. Do you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Walmart primary plat approval for Walmart Real Estate Business Trust, the primary replat of Walmart Edition.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion seconded, further discussion.
Crap councils.
All those in favor, show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. We'll just go ahead and sign that afterwards, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I just want to.
That's fine. Okay, next up, we have bills.
All right, I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $659,054.45 from the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated November 12th, 2025 for checks.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor, show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $311,450.48 from the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated November 12th for EFT November 12th, 2025 for EFT payments.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor, show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable except overtime in the amount of $274,841.83 plus overtime in the amount of $13,081.62 for a total of $287,923.45 for the pay file ending 10/31/2025.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor, show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
And I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $3,513.13 from the allowance of account payable vouchers dated November 12th, 2025 for October meter deposits.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor, show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. pass that on. Okay. Thank you.
You're up.
Department head reports. Thomas.
I'm getting it open.
You didn't know this was coming?
Well, I thought you go to Zoe first.
Oh, okay.
107 is still in Indy. I called today to check on our ladder truck. It was supposed to be completed this evening or tomorrow morning. They were talking about having it delivered, and I said, if you don't already have guys set up to deliver it back to us, we might just go down and pick it up, because as I said before, it has to go over to Ann, Ohio to Arms to have a air actuator on the transfer case replaced. So, still got a little ways to go. As I have been mentioning, the new engine may come in earlier than what we expected. With that, Mike has been updating equipment quotes. Most of them are through, and Reese has been checking into radios. So we've got that quote, 2 quotes in for that, one from J&K and one from ERS. So we're expecting another one to come in as well. Toby has our Sierra wireless stuff running pretty good. He did some final things today, and whatever magic he performed, it's doing pretty well. And other than that, things are going well. Our evals are underway too.
Okay. Questions of Tom? Thank you. Chip?
Very busy doing a lot of paperwork for the amphitheater and the jail. Hoping to get that all wrapped up and off of our hands and construction. So other than that, just day-to-day crap.
How's the trail?
Trail's still probably about 99.7 because we still have to do the rear road, which they claim is going to happen by mid-December. So stay tuned. I'd love to get that thing 100%, but I don't know if it ever will.
Ever?
Ever.
Please don't say that. Questions, Chip? Thank you. Mike?
Thursday and Friday of last week, that would have been Halloween, and the night before we had 2 main breaks, one on Thursday and one on Friday.
2 nights off.
Luckily, the one on Friday was in a field instead of where the kids were trick-or-treating, so we had no problem with interfering with that. Both have been repaired. It was a stress fracture, both of them. It wasn't, because it was all the way around. I don't know if it's just because of all the dry weather we had, and then we got that rain, and then dry weather again, and just stay up and down.
Yeah.
Did that. Other than that, we're just getting ready, making sure all the heaters are on in the well houses and that running.
Okay. Questions of Mike? Thank you. Gary?
All right, we received 4 recommendations from Public Safety Medical for the 4 applicants. They've been signed by all the appropriate signatures as far as the pension board and Leslie, and they've been sent to the state perf board for review. Halloween event was a success, as well as the TSC Touch a Truck event this past weekend. TSC made a generous donation to the police department in support of their TSC Hometown Heroes, so we appreciate that. Veterans Marathon went well, good weather for that. Good thing it wasn't the next day, so the weather wasn't bad for that. Gearing up for the Lighted Christmas Parade on November 29th. First snow of the season is in the books. We had several slide-offs. We're fortunate we only had 1 accident, but thankfully there was no injury, so that's a good thing. Hopefully everybody slows down, drives careful. Hopefully we can get the battery boxes installed for the tornado sirens this week. I know Sean's been busy and we've talked back and forth a few times about getting them up, but just haven't connected and got them up yet, so good thing we're past the tornado season.
They did have water spouts up on Lake Michigan, though, during the snowfall, so. I don't know if that classifies as a tornado warning, but still, so. Questions of Gary? Thank you. Want to introduce Zoe. You want to say your name? Well, I guess I just gave you your name. Your grade, and what academy, and then talk about youth council.
I'm a sophomore at Eagle Tech Academy, and today we got together and talked about our plans for our pickleball tournament. And then we went to Autumn Trace and spent some time with the residents there, and we played bingo with them. And then after lunch, we got a tour of the new jail.
I heard it was 2 hours long.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's an intense 2-hour tour. I
It's
was
fun,
not there,
though.
I was traveling for AIM stuff, but, anyway, so, questions of Zoe? Thank you. Marcia.
Nothing.
Leslie.
Nothing.
A couple of department head reports that are not here. Terry said he built 3 new POS, which is point of sale computers for the park and pool concessions. Built 2 new computers for the replacement of units that had died, and moved furniture and computers on the second floor for us, which was because we had a lot of flooring and stuff done with, again, with insurance dollars because of a water issue we had early this year. So thankfully, everything is done in my office and everything's back to normal, which is great, just in time for me to be gone a lot. So Kelly's report was they finished the 3rd week of limb pickup last Wednesday. Went through all the plows and worked on silt boxes, which is a good thing because obviously we had them out on Monday. They've been running, they ran the sweeper when they can, continue to do street, alley, and sign maintenance, and certainly trying to get caught up with leaves. We're in that, again, leaf season always morphs very quickly into snow season, and we just never know if we're on leaf duty or snow duty each day. It's kind of a toss-up every day, so I know they've been kind of working on some of that stuff. Matt is not here because he is at the Indiana Parks and Recreation Association Conference, or IPRA. I hope I said the initials correctly. The guys apparently put up some Christmas decorations and winterized the bathrooms that get shut down for winter. They rewrote the pavilion agreement to get ready for the FOP building that we're taking on now. That kind of came as a surprise to us, but we've had some conversations with the FOP now, and so we're working through some of those things. They pulled out a pump motor at the pool to get it rebuilt for next year. And they will be installing the new water line from the old park office to the old skate park for the dog park, which is, again, underway. Well, not quite underway, but will be underway throughout the winter. They'll be putting stuff up and trying to get it ready. I don't have an opening date or time frame yet, but I'm assuming sometime probably late spring, early summer, maybe earlier, maybe later, I don't know. So, besides that, I think that's all the department head reports I have. As I mentioned earlier, I was traveling today, went to West Lafayette at bright and early 6 a.m. this morning, and then down to Speedway. AIM is holding regional conversations regarding Senate Enrolled Act 1 and how the changes are going to impact all of us individually. Had really good conversations about the income tax and some of the changes that AIM is proposing for the legislature this year, or this coming year, I guess. Things like, let's not do an annual adoption of the income tax because that gives zero certainty for bonds and those kind of things. Giving us a little bit more wiggle room in the actual lit rate, if you will, while shrinking the amount the county gets because, or what the county's maximum would be, because the county's if they did it the maximum that's prepared right now in the bill, it actually would give them a surplus of funds, and 50% of cities and towns would not be made whole, which was the whole goal of the legislature to put the lit rate there. So with our proposal, I think it goes up to like 1.7% is what ours is, or 1.9, something like that. That actually would make 75% of all communities whole, quote unquote. I don't know where we are though, and so here's the biggest kicker, and I'll shut up, but I won't. But here's the biggest kicker to know is that right now, so the legislature passed Senate Enrolled Act 1, right? Cut property taxes, created an opportunity, or really forced us to be able to adopt our own lit rate, our local income tax rate. The challenge with that is the state of Indiana cannot tell us what that revenue is going to be. They have no models. They have no practice or procedure that can tell Columbia City if we adopted the lit rate at the max, what that number would be, what kind of dollars we would get. And so they kind of just, I think, threw a rate at the board and hoped it stuck, kind of a thing. I know they're working on a model, but still it gives us zero certainty for anything, really. Not to mention, obviously, Legislative Services Agency projects multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars of loss to us in Columbia City over the next couple of years. And most residents will not see a decrease in their property tax bill. So even though we have the 9th lowest city tax rate in the whole state of Indiana. So in any case, lots of things we have to work on. The legislators appear to be interested in working with us to try to get to some middle ground on some of those things. So, but I'll also be traveling on Friday. We have a mayor's roundtable and then another regional conversation in Fort Wayne, and then next Monday. And then I'll be at National League of Cities the last 3 days of next week. So it's a little hectic and hairy right now, but all good things, and yeah, all good things. So besides that, I don't think I have anything else to talk about at the moment. So Dan,
I have nothing.
Lisa,
I have nothing.
okay? Anything from the audience? No? Okay. So we have no press, so we will call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.